just hearing that this is your first Eastbourne experience.
Yes.
You've got to be pleased with how that match went.
Yeah, I'm very pleased with how I managed to figure out the situations in the first set. It was difficult, and I don't think I was necessarily playing my best tennis either, and it's just about accepting that and not letting that, you know, ruin your entire match. And I think it was really important for me to figure out how to play against her, and these courts the balls get very, very heavy and slow, so it was hard to try and hit through her, and if I was just playing middle, it doesn't really work on these courts. So yeah, I was just trying to move the ball around.
Harriet described the courts yesterday as being quite fresh compared to other grass courts that she's played on. You can see back behind the baseline, they're still perfect. They haven't been really played into yet. How does that affect the court? Does it play more like a hard court maybe as the week goes on and they harden up a bit?
Yeah, as the week goes on, it will for sure harden up, I think. I don't know, I think the grass affects the balls a little bit because they take a bit more of a beating and they get heavier and it's just harder to hit through. And I think that as the week goes on, hopefully like the baseline and the mid-court will harden up, because right now a lot of the balls are dying, and you hit a great shot. Yeah, you hit a great shot and you know, they chip it back like middle of the service box, and actually here it's a very difficult shot to play, whereas on a hard court maybe it's like more straightforward. So I think you have to pay particular attention to those, but it's just about figuring out the surface. It's the same for everyone.
Did you take much from the match that you've played against Sloane previously? That was at the Australian Open, obviously a different surface, and it was quite a flip-flop match. All three sets were really one-sided, but are you able to take anything tactically when it's a change of surface?
It was quite a while ago, and I think that both of us, you know, Sloane hadn't played for a long time either before that match, so I think this was a lot more realistic, I would say. I think I'm in a better position now to play compared to where I was, but to be honest, I couldn't really remember much of that. The last few years have been such a blur, so I'm just looking forward and moving forward.
And it's just great to see you back, looking fit, looking healthy. Any plans to watch the England game later, Emma?
Yeah, 100%. I'm there and I'm watching, so yeah, go England.
And Katie next. It's a huge day, isn't it, for British sport? Lovely to see you out here. Lovely to see you playing some great tennis, and we'll look forward to watching you in the second round. Congratulations, Emma. Off you go. Go and get in the shower. It's such a hot day out here today. She needs to go and refresh. Jessica Pegula next as well, the world number 5. So that's a big challenge, isn't it? I mean, she is looking, though, like she's playing some of her best tennis again, and that could be...
She was being today against one of the best baseline players that we've got in women's tennis, Sloane Stephens, and she was in complete control of the rallies, mixing in some beautiful drop shots, as shown there perfectly as well. Pegula will be a really interesting matchup. She, of course, won the event last week, so she's going to be full of confidence, but she's also going to be tired. She'll be full of lactic acid as well, so we'll see with Jessie how she's feeling in that match. But again, it's a horrible match for Pegula to play, so it's not only Emma that's looking at the draw and thinking, wow, that's a tough one. Her opponent's going to be thinking the same thing.
What was it about Raducanu that particularly impressed you? We're seeing some of the highlights now, just sticking into those long rallies, really gritty in those kind of big moments.
Yeah, and as she said, she's so intelligent, and I love listening to her analysis as well. You know, when you hit the good shots on it's playing much more like a traditional grass court here in Eastbourne, and Harriet mentioned it as well yesterday. When you hit a good shot and it lands shorter up the court,